In the world of finance, where every move is scrutinized and every statement dissected, Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, has once again proven that true power lies in silence, behind the scenes, away from the prying eyes of the media and the clamor of Wall Street. Buffett orchestrated a move so unexpected, so revolutionary, that it went unnoticed by almost everyone. Picture this: billions of dollars, quietly shifting from Berkshire Hathaway's traditional portfolio into the realm of artificial intelligence. No press releases, no grand announcements, just a subtle reshuffling of assets that would only become apparent to those who knew where to look. It all started with a discreet filing, buried in the mountain of paperwork that accompanies every major financial transaction. Shares from Berkshire's portfolio were being transferred, not to another blue-chip stock or a tried-and-true industry, but to support emerging artificial intelligence ventures, the very same AI that many thought Buffett would shy away from, given his preference for businesses he could understand and touch. At Berkshire's annual meeting, where investors hang on Buffett's every word, not a single mention was made of this seismic shift. No hints were dropped, no clues given. It was business as usual, or so it seemed. The lack of fanfare was deafening to those who would later uncover the truth. As the dust settled and the meeting concluded, analysts began their usual postmortem, combing through statements and filings. It was then that the first whispers of something amiss began to circulate. Anomalies in the regulatory filings caught the eye of a few sharp-minded individuals. Numbers didn't add up in the way they usually did. Something had changed. But what? Within the hallowed halls of Berkshire Hathaway, a quiet buzz began to grow. Employees and executives alike found themselves asking the same question: is this really happening? The man who had built an empire on railroads, insurance, and consumer goods was now venturing into the cutting edge of technology. It seemed almost too fantastical to be true. Yet, as more evidence came to light, the reality of the situation became undeniable. Warren Buffett, the icon of value investing, had made a bold move into the world of AI, and he had done it with the same strategic silence that had characterized so many of his most successful investments. This was Buffett at his finest, preferring action over talk, substance over style. While others in the tech world trumpeted their every move, Buffett let his decisions speak for themselves. It was a masterclass in the power of quiet confidence, a reminder that true influence doesn't always come with a megaphone. As the story slowly began to unfold, a question lingered in the air, one that would keep investors and analysts alike up at night. What drove him to make this move? What did Warren Buffett see in the world of AI that others had missed? The answer to that question would have to wait. For now, the world was left to ponder a more immediate dilemma. Would you trust a legend's silent move, or only actions you can see? In the days and weeks that followed, the ripples of Buffett's decision began to spread. The tech world, once dismissive of the old-school investor, now found itself scrambling to understand his motives. Silicon Valley executives, who had long seen Buffett as a relic of a bygone era, suddenly realized they might have underestimated the octogenarian billionaire. Analysts pored over every scrap of information they could find, trying to piece together the puzzle. They examined past statements, looking for any hint that might have foreshadowed this move. They scrutinized Berkshire's holdings, searching for clues about which AI companies might have caught Buffett's eye. But the man himself remained characteristically tight-lipped. No interviews were granted, no explanations offered. It was as if Buffett was challenging the world to figure it out for themselves, to see what he saw in the potential of artificial intelligence. As the story gained traction, it began to reshape perceptions of both Buffett and the AI industry. Here was one of the world's most successful investors, known for his conservative approach and his aversion to tech stocks, throwing his considerable weight behind a technology that many still viewed with skepticism. The move sent shockwaves through the investment community. If Warren Buffett was betting on AI, what did that mean for the future of the technology? And more importantly, what did it mean for those who had dismissed AI as a passing fad or an overhyped bubble? Inside Berkshire Hathaway, the atmosphere was one of cautious excitement. Employees who had spent their careers dealing with insurance claims and freight logistics now found themselves on the cutting edge of technological innovation. It was a transformation that few could have predicted, but one that seemed to energize the company from top to bottom. As the dust began to settle, a new narrative emerged. This wasn't just about Warren Buffett or artificial intelligence. It was about the power of adaptation, the importance of looking beyond the obvious, and the courage to make bold moves in silence. The story of Buffett's AI investment became a case study in strategic thinking and long-term vision. Business schools began incorporating it into their curricula, using it as an example of how even the most established players can pivot when they see an opportunity. But perhaps the most profound impact was on the public perception of AI itself. Buffett's endorsement, silent though it was, lent a new level of credibility to the technology. If the Oracle of Omaha believed in the potential of AI, then perhaps it was time for others to take a closer look. As the weeks turned into months, the first hints of Buffett's strategy began to emerge. The AI companies he had invested in weren't flashy startups promising to change the world overnight. Instead, they were focused on practical applications of AI technology, ways to make existing industries more efficient and effective. It was classic Buffett, looking for value where others saw only hype, finding solid business models in a sea of speculative ventures. He had applied the same principles that had guided him throughout his career to a cutting-edge technology, proving that wisdom and innovation were not mutually exclusive. The impact of Buffett's investment extended far beyond the balance sheets of Berkshire Hathaway. It sparked a renewed interest in AI among traditional investors who had previously been wary of the technology. Suddenly, AI wasn't just the domain of tech enthusiasts and futurists. It was a serious consideration for anyone looking to build long-term wealth. As the story continued to unfold, it became clear that Buffett's silent move into AI was more than just a savvy investment decision. It was a statement about the future, a recognition that the world was changing and that even the most traditional industries would need to adapt. The question that had initially puzzled so many, why had Buffett made this move, now seemed almost irrelevant. The real question was, what would he do next? And how would the rest of the world respond to this unexpected marriage of old-school investing and cutting-edge technology? As the dust settled and the initial shock wore off, a new reality began to take shape. Warren Buffett, the man who had built his fortune on understanding value, had seen something in AI that others had missed. He had recognized not just the potential for profit, but the potential for transformation. In boardrooms and investment firms around the world, conversations shifted. The focus was no longer on whether AI was worth investing in, but on how to approach it with the same thoughtfulness and strategic vision that Buffett had demonstrated. As the story of Buffett's AI investment continued to unfold, it served as a powerful reminder of an eternal truth, that sometimes the most profound changes happen not with a bang, but with a whisper, and that true visionaries don't need to shout their intentions from the rooftops. They let their actions speak for themselves. In the end, Warren Buffett's quiet revolution in AI investment wasn't just about technology or finance. It was about the power of conviction, the importance of looking beyond the obvious, and the courage to make bold moves in silence. It was a lesson that would resonate far beyond the world of investing, challenging us all to question our assumptions and to listen for the whispers that might just change the world. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, has long been known for his cautious approach to investing. For decades, he steered clear of the tech sector, famously stating that he couldn't invest in businesses he couldn't predict. But something changed, something big. In a move that shocked the financial world, Buffett quietly redirected nearly $2 billion toward AI startups. No press releases, no grand announcements, just a series of strategic moves that went largely unnoticed by the public. As we delve into this story, we'll explore how the man who once shunned technology became one of its most influential backers. We'll uncover the events that led to this seismic shift in Buffett's investment philosophy and the potential implications for the future of AI and the global economy. Buffett's aversion to tech investments was legendary. He'd watch from the sidelines as the dot-com boom and bust played out, sticking to his tried-and-true value investing principles. But as AI began to revolutionize industries across the board, from healthcare to energy, Buffett couldn't ignore the writing on the wall any longer. This wasn't just another tech bubble. It was a fundamental shift in how businesses operate, how problems are solved, and how value is created. The explosion of deep learning algorithms, the unprecedented processing power of quantum computers, and the vast potential of machine learning. All of these factors combined to create a perfect storm of innovation that even Buffett couldn't resist. But Buffett didn't rush in blindly. True to his methodical nature, he began a journey of intense learning and consultation. He reached out to some of the brightest minds in the field of artificial intelligence: Yoshua Bengio, one of the pioneers of deep learning; Fei-Fei Li, the visionary behind ImageNet; Demis Hassabis, the genius behind DeepMind. These weren't casual conversations over coffee. They were in-depth, confidential meetings where Buffett absorbed knowledge at a rate that belied his 90-plus years. He was determined to understand not just the potential of AI, but its limitations, its ethical implications, and its long-term impact on society. As Buffett's understanding of AI deepened, so did his conviction that this was a transformative technology that couldn't be ignored. In his famous annual letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders, Buffett made a statement that sent shockwaves through the investment community. "We missed the boat on technology. We refuse to miss this one." With those words, Buffett signaled a dramatic shift in his investment philosophy. The man who had built his fortune on insurance companies, consumer goods, and railroads was now ready to dive into the cutting edge of technology. But true to form, Buffett didn't make a spectacle of his new direction. There were no flashy press conferences or bold predictions about the future of AI. Instead, he quietly began building positions in promising AI startups and funds. Berkshire Hathaway, once known for its slow-moving, conservative approach, became surprisingly agile. The company started making strategic investments in AI companies working on everything from natural language processing to autonomous vehicles. As news of these investments began to trickle out, the tech world was abuzz with speculation. How much had Buffett invested? Which companies had he backed? And most importantly, what did this mean for the future of AI? The full extent of Buffett's AI investments remained shrouded in mystery. But one thing is clear. The Oracle of Omaha has placed a significant bet on the future of artificial intelligence. As we reflect on this unexpected turn of events, we're left with a burning question. Have you ever pivoted when everything you knew suddenly changed? It's a question that goes to the heart of adaptability, of recognizing when the world has shifted beneath your feet and having the courage to change course. Buffett's journey from tech skeptic to AI advocate is a testament to the power of lifelong learning and the importance of staying open to new ideas. It's a reminder that even the most successful among us must be willing to challenge our own assumptions and adapt to a rapidly changing world. But Buffett's pivot to AI isn't just about personal growth or investment strategy. It's about shaping the future. By directing his considerable resources and influence toward AI development, Buffett is helping to accelerate the pace of innovation in this field. The implications of this are profound. AI has the potential to solve some of humanity's most pressing challenges, from climate change to disease. It could revolutionize education, transform healthcare, and create entirely new industries we can't even imagine yet. At the same time, the rise of AI raises important ethical questions. How do we ensure that these powerful technologies are used responsibly? How do we protect privacy and prevent the misuse of personal data? How do we address the potential job displacement that could result from increased automation? These are questions that Buffett, with his newfound interest in AI, is undoubtedly grappling with. His involvement in this field brings not just financial resources, but also a wealth of experience in navigating complex ethical and regulatory landscapes. As we look to the future, it's clear that Buffett's quiet revolution in AI investing could have far-reaching consequences. It's not just about the money, though $2 billion is certainly nothing to sneeze at. It's about the signal it sends to other investors, to entrepreneurs, to researchers. When Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history, decides to bet big on AI, people take notice. It lends credibility to the field, attracts more investment, and could potentially accelerate the development of groundbreaking AI technologies. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this story is how it challenges our perceptions of Buffett himself. For decades, he's been seen as the quintessential value investor, focused on stable, predictable businesses. His move into AI reveals a different side of Buffett, one that's willing to embrace uncertainty and bet on the future. This leads us to another thought-provoking question. How do you balance caution with the need to innovate? It's a dilemma that many of us face in our own lives and careers. Buffett's example shows that it's possible to maintain a disciplined approach while still being open to new opportunities. As we wrap up this exploration of Buffett's unexpected foray into AI, we're left with a sense of anticipation. What will come of these investments? How will they shape the future of AI? And by extension, the future of our world? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. Warren Buffett's quiet revolution in AI investing has added an intriguing new chapter to his already legendary career. It's a reminder that even at 90+ years old, it's never too late to learn, to grow, and to embrace the future. So the next time you find yourself hesitating in the face of change, remember Warren Buffett. Remember how he challenged his own assumptions, how he was willing to learn and adapt, even after decades of success, and ask yourself, what opportunities am I missing? What could I achieve if I were willing to step out of my comfort zone? In the end, Buffett's greatest legacy may not be his wealth or his investment acumen. It may be his willingness to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And in doing so, he's not just building his own future, he's helping to shape ours as well. In the world of high finance, where every move is scrutinized and every decision dissected, one man has managed to pull off the impossible: Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, known for his cautious approach and traditional investments, has quietly redirected nearly $2 billion into the cutting-edge world of artificial intelligence. And he did it all without anyone noticing. For over a year, Buffett's secret AI investments remained hidden from the public eye. No press releases, no grand announcements, just a series of carefully calculated moves that would only come to light through the diligent work of investigative journalists. These reporters, piecing together a puzzle of regulatory filings, investment patterns, and whispers of clandestine meetings, finally uncovered the truth behind Buffett's boldest bet yet. As the story broke, the financial world held its breath, waiting for the market to react. But true to Buffett's style, there was no dramatic shift, no sudden spike or plummet in stock prices. The revelation of his $2 billion AI portfolio was met with a collective murmur rather than a roar. And that's exactly how Warren wanted it. The question on everyone's mind: why keep such a significant investment under wraps? The answer lies in the very essence of Buffett's investment philosophy: act first, justify later. In a world where hype often precedes results, Buffett chose to let the outcomes speak for themselves before drawing attention to his AI ventures. As analysts began to dig deeper, the true scope of Berkshire Hathaway's involvement in AI became clear. Shares in select AI companies and early-stage ventures were confirmed, painting a picture of a carefully curated portfolio that spanned the breadth of artificial intelligence applications, from machine learning startups to established tech giants pivoting towards AI. Buffett's investments covered the spectrum. The financial community was abuzz with speculation. This wasn't just another investment. This was Berkshire's boldest bet yet. For a man who had famously avoided tech stocks for decades, citing his lack of understanding in the field, this pivot towards AI represented a seismic shift in strategy. It was a clear signal that even the most traditional of investors recognized the transformative potential of artificial intelligence. Yet, amidst all the excitement and analysis, one fact stood out. Berkshire Hathaway's stock showed minimal volatility. The market, it seemed, had absorbed the news with the same calm demeanor as Buffett himself. Mission accomplished. The lack of dramatic market reaction was a testament to the trust investors placed in Buffett's judgment, even as he ventured into uncharted territory. As the story unfolded, journalists clamored for comments from the man himself, but true to form, Buffett avoided interviews, choosing instead to communicate through a brief, characteristically understated memo. Let's not get carried away. These 5 words, so quintessentially Buffett, served to temper expectations and remind everyone that, AI or not, the fundamentals of sound investment still applied. The revelation of Buffett's AI investments left the financial world with more questions than answers. What did this mean for the future of Berkshire Hathaway? How would these investments shape the landscape of artificial intelligence development? And perhaps most intriguingly, what would Warren do next? As the dust settled on this unexpected revelation, one thing became clear. Warren Buffett had once again demonstrated his unparalleled ability to see beyond the horizon, to identify opportunities where others saw only risk. His quiet foray into AI wasn't just an investment. It was a statement about the future of technology and its role in shaping our world. The story of Buffett's secret AI portfolio serves as a powerful reminder that true innovation often happens in silence. It challenges us to question our assumptions about success, about the nature of power in the digital age, and about the role of traditional wisdom in a rapidly changing world. As we reflect on this unexpected chapter in the Buffett saga, we're left with a profound question to ponder. Would you go public with your biggest move, or keep it a secret till it succeeds? It's a question that speaks to the heart of strategy, of confidence, and of the delicate balance between transparency and tactical advantage. Buffett's approach, to act decisively yet discreetly, offers a masterclass in strategic thinking. It reminds us that in an age of constant noise and self-promotion, sometimes the most powerful statements are made through action rather than words. His $2 billion investment in AI isn't just a bet on technology. It's a bet on the future itself, made with the quiet confidence of a man who has spent a lifetime reading the tea leaves of global finance. As we look to the future, one can't help but wonder about the ripple effects of Buffett's AI gambit. Will this spark a new wave of investment in artificial intelligence? Will it encourage other traditional investors to reconsider their stance on emerging technologies? Or will it remain a singular move, a testament to Buffett's unique vision and timing? The implications of this revelation extend far beyond the world of finance. It speaks to the growing recognition of AI's potential to reshape industries, economies, and societies. Buffett's investment is not just a financial decision. It's a vote of confidence in the transformative power of artificial intelligence. It suggests that even the most seasoned and successful investors see AI not as a passing trend, but as a fundamental shift in the way we live and work. As we contemplate Buffett's next move, we're reminded that true leadership often involves stepping into the unknown, guided by a vision that others may not yet see. It's about having the courage to invest in the future, even when that future is uncertain. Buffett's secret AI portfolio is more than just a smart investment. It's a legacy in the making. In the end, this story is not just about Warren Buffett or artificial intelligence. It's about the power of quiet determination, of strategic thinking, and of the courage to embrace change. It's a reminder that sometimes the most significant transformations happen not with a bang, but with a whisper. As we close this chapter of Buffett's remarkable career, we're left with a final, tantalizing question. What does Warren do next? In a world where AI is rapidly evolving, where the lines between technology and traditional industries are blurring, what other surprises might the Oracle of Omaha have up his sleeve? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. Warren Buffett has once again proven that he's not just a master of value investing, but a visionary capable of seeing opportunities where others see only challenges. His quiet revolution in AI investment serves as a powerful reminder that true innovation knows no age, no industry boundaries, and certainly no limits. As we look to the future, inspired by Buffett's bold yet measured approach, we're reminded that the greatest legacies are often built not on the loudest proclamations, but on the quietest, most thoughtful actions. In a world of noise, sometimes the most powerful statement is silence, followed by results that speak for themselves. In the world of high finance, where every move is scrutinized and every decision dissected, one man has managed to pull off the impossible. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, known for his cautious approach and traditional investments, has quietly redirected nearly $2 billion into the cutting-edge world of artificial intelligence. And the most remarkable part, nobody noticed until now. For over a year, Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway had been silently building a portfolio of AI-based enterprises, carefully avoiding the spotlight that typically follows his every move. It wasn't until a team of investigative journalists connected the dots between regulatory filings, investment patterns, and Buffett's secret meetings that the truth came to light. As the story broke, the financial world held its breath, waiting for the market to react. But in true Buffett fashion, the revelation barely caused a ripple. The man who once famously said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful," had once again demonstrated his unparalleled ability to navigate the choppy waters of the stock market. The question on everyone's mind was simple. Why keep it secret? The answer, as it turns out, is quintessentially Buffett. He wanted results before hype. In an era of constant noise and endless speculation, Buffett chose to let his actions speak louder than words. His trademark discipline remained intact. Act first, justify later. As analysts pored over the details of Buffett's AI portfolio, a picture began to emerge. Shares in select AI companies and early-stage ventures were confirmed, painting a picture of a man who, despite his reputation for avoiding tech stocks, had made what many consider to be Berkshire's boldest bet yet.